A senior minister of state for sustainability and the environment says technology and innovation are key to letting Singapore grow more food with fewer resources. Dr. Koh Poh Koon says the government will continue supporting farms to build up their ability to do so. Dr. Koh was speaking at the launch of Dutch agritech company Growy's new indoor vertical farm. With a fully automated system, it can produce 500 tons of vegetables per year with just 8,000 square meters. Dr. Koh adds that locally grown produce helps to buffer against supply shocks from climate change and geopolitical tensions.
That as we strive towards enhancing our food security, it is really important to develop a robust agri-food ecosystem where the various stakeholders can come together, collaborate effectively. Whether you're a buyer, a seller, a producer, a food processing business, or just very simply every one of us here who's a consumer. Working together is what helps us to achieve food security because collective efforts are needed to make this to work.
Dr. Koh also called Growy a model for the types of farms Singapore hopes to develop, maximizing crop yield while conserving water and energy. With this facility, Growy is able to supply 34 types of greens to over 40 hotels and restaurants, and it hopes to be available in retail outlets by the end of the year. Eugene Chow with a closer look.
There are over 2,800 vegetable benches like this in Growy's farmhouse factory. The team uses an automated lift system to access all of them over 16 levels. Stacking them has allowed the farm to minimize the amount of space where growing conditions must be controlled. Less energy is then needed to power lights and ventilation fans.
As you see, most of our processes are automated here because manpower cost, especially in Singapore, is also a factor to consider. So I think by reducing the manpower and increasing the automation and technology, there's also less failure, and especially in terms of food safety, it's also very important.
Growy Singapore says optimizing the system and reducing cost made it viable to set up a farm in Singapore. But the system here may not work for other vertical farms that grow different types of produce. A team of researchers at the National University of Singapore is trying to fill that gap.
We are developing a lot of new technologies, not only in the biological sciences and the plant science, but also with the engineering departments and all the other faculties that we work with as well. I think that's where we are trying to do a multidisciplinary approach to try and figure out all the different problem statements that the farms have and the industry faces, so they can find really economically viable solutions and doing translational research that will benefit the farms, not only in Singapore, but the region.
A federation representing farmers says customers must also see the value in buying local produce. It says greens from vertical farms are free of pesticides and often more nutritious than imported vegetables, even if they are more expensive.
We must give these farms that confidence. And through the support of our consumers, when we start making the switch, it gives them the confidence when they scale, their own economics will also become viable.
Mr. Chong says the Federation is also supporting farmers in terms of training and adopting technology. Ultimately, this is to give the country an added push towards locally producing 30% of its nutritional needs by 2030.